Hey kids, welcome to Unit 3, Lesson 1, 1D Arrays, Exercise 7. We have another Choose Your Own Adventure. I'm going to mix it up a little. Instead of doing music, I'm going to do Netflix subscriptions. Let's go ahead and jump in and see what we have to do. The Netflix class declares an instance variable for a 1D array of string values to store the names of the countries, and instance variables for a 1D array of double values to store the Netflix subscription fees for each country. To do, in Netflix Runner, we're going to instantiate a Netflix object with a 1D array that stores 20 string values and a 1D array that stores 20 double values. Then we're going to instantiate a Netflix object by passing the 1D array as an argument to the constructor. And finally, we're going to print the Netflix object. And how are we going to do that? Let's go ahead and initialize our first 1D array. We declare and initialize a 1D in one step. You'll see in the next lesson why I'm saying it as one step, because we can actually break what we're doing down into two steps. The first step is declaring the data type. We need to initialize a 1D to store a string value, so it's going to be a string data type. We use our square brackets to indicate it's a 1D array. Then we're going to give it a variable name. I'll just call it country names like this. And remember from the last lesson, a 1D array is an object, so we're going to declare it much like an object. We have to use a new keyword, the data type, and our square bracket. Don't forget your semicolon. And inside the square brackets, we put the number of indexes we want inside of our array. For ours, we want 20 different indexes. That one right there is for our string. Now we have to do a double. Again, we declare our data type first, our square brackets. This time we'll call it fees. This is going to equal a new array. It is a double. We put our square brackets and our semicolon. And inside there, how many elements we want? We want 20, so we're going to put the number 20. Third, we have to instantiate a Netflix object. That means from the Netflix class, we're going to create a new object, and we'll call it Netflix data. And this is going to be equal to a new Netflix object. And I see that spelling error there, kids. Don't worry. I'm going to put my parentheses and a semicolon. Let's go ahead and make sure we have this spelled right first. That should be Netflix now. And our constructor takes two different instance arrays, one's country, one's fees. So we're going to go ahead and pass that along. We're going to pass along the country names and the fees to our constructor. Once we pass that along, we need to print off our object. So we're going to go system.out.println. And inside here, we're going to print off our object, Netflix data. Make sure we have it spelled right. And it looks like we do. And when I hit run, I should get my toString, the number of countries 20, number of fees 20. Notice that both arrays we're calling the dot length to get the length of the array. Fees should be on a separate line. Let's go ahead and see if we're correct. And we created our array with 20 elements, and it's saying it is 20 long. Same with our fees. And it looks like our code is working as intended. There's a couple key takeaways from this lesson. First is how we declare and initialize a 1D array. The first part, we declare the data type, square brackets, and then our array name. It is equal to a new array object, the data type in square brackets. Don't forget your semicolon. Inside these second square brackets, we want to put how long our array is. Remember, arrays are immutable. When we create them, that's how long they are. If there's 10 elements that can be put in there, that's all that can be put in there. Also note, look how this looks like an object that we declare. That's because they're the similar types of objects in Java. They're both reference objects. That means they're referencing the location where the information is stored, not the information itself. Because of that, we can treat it much like an object. Finally, we reinforce the length command, and length gives us how many elements or how long our array is. Just remember, the length of the 1D array is one more than the last index. We start counting at 0, but we return a number 1 through whatever. Hopefully, this video helped you understand 1D arrays a little better. As always, kids, if you have any questions, come see me. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next lesson. See you later, kids. Bye, bye, bye.